ashes flow. I be feeling like the greatest, this that cash is from. On full attack now, I never back down. Niggas is docile, I got it locked now. Give me my props now, I'm at the top now. I'll never flop now, cream with a crop now.
What's the deal, YouTube? See you on the making, back with another video. Now this video is going to be different than any video you've seen on my page so far. I know you know me for the haircut videos, as of late the car flipping videos. I even put out some music videos. So it's getting to the point now I'm just incorporating my everyday life into my YouTube channel. But nonetheless, just trying to put out dope, content for you guys to tune into. So that's really what's going on, man. That's what I'm working on. So hopefully you guys enjoy what I'm putting out. I appreciate the support that I am getting, the people that are subscribing, liking the videos, commenting. I definitely appreciate that. So I'm just trying to give y'all more of, my everyday life, you know what I'm saying, and trying to make the channel more interesting and more diverse. So to start this off, this is going to be a music/album review of Logic's latest album, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Now Logic is a dope artist, man. I'm definitely a Logic fan. I'm not like a super fan, I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely, anytime Logic drops music, I'm tuning in. So which was the case with this latest album. Since this album came out, it's been getting a lot of feedback. So I wanted to take the time to get my feedback and my overall opinion / review of the album. I've been a Logic fan for a while now. I really got on board when he dropped the Under Pressure album. Somehow I came across that album and I listened to it and I instantly became a fan from that point. I mean, that album is dope. If you haven't heard that album, go back and look it up and listen to it front to back. Once I heard he was dropping a new album, I seen he had released the cover art some weeks ago on Instagram or whatever. Instantly got excited. So the other day, which is what I usually do when new music comes out, I listen to it while I'm at work, just to get a first listen, first overall feel for the album. Since I'm at work, I'm doing other things, so I'm not really 100% tuned in. I'm just kind of letting it play in the background and getting that initial feel. So that's what I did the other day, man. I checked the album out and it's playing, a few songs go by and nothing's really hitting me like most Logic projects do. So once I finished work that day, I got online and I was looking at some reviews, that people had already posted, and I'm kind of reading the comments, and it's getting a lot of negative feedback from true Logic fans. And reading those comments, it's easy to fall into that the mindset of what you're reading. So everybody's like, the album sounds rushed, compared to his other work, this album is trash, yada yada yada. And it's like when you just sit there and read all of that, it's like those comments make their way into your thoughts and you start to feel like that. So later on I decided to give the album another listen just to try and generate a more well-rounded opinion of my own. So once I did that, man, I listened to it again, and it still didn't quite hit me like his other projects have. He has so many other projects, albums, mixtapes that are so dope. Like this one doesn't really live up to that for sure. But it wasn't as bad as a lot of people were making it out to be. Like in the comments, like I said, I looked at some other YouTube videos and I was reading the comments, and they're just like going in on this album. After I listened to it for a second time and really kind of like honed in and tried to listen to, everything that he was saying and everything, it didn't live up to his past works for sure. But like I said, it wasn't as terrible as people were making it out to be. What I think it sounds like, it should have been a mixtape, not an album. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really sound very well thought out. A lot of the songs don't really coincide with one another. They don't really coincide with the album title, you know what I'm saying? From a concept standpoint, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It did sound like kind of like just a compilation of songs that were put together that didn't really necessarily match up or go with one another. So that definitely was true, you know what I'm saying? That's something that I read in the comments, like it felt rushed. It felt like he didn't really take his time. When I listened to the album for the second time, there definitely were some lines that were kind of like, You know what I mean? Like some lines that where you would be like, you know, come on, Logic, you're better than that. You can find something else to say that would be better than what you just said. So, I mean, that's definitely there's definitely some truth to that. Some of the lyrics, some of the bars were kind of average. You know what I'm saying? Compared to Logic's standards. You know what I'm saying? So, I consider Logic to be very lyrical, very in terms of his flow. He switches up his flow a lot. He's very, very talented, man. A very talented rapper. So it's like when you have that bar set so high in your mind, and then you hear certain things, it just doesn't strike you as impressive at all. I've seen people talking about every other line he's talking about money and women and stuff, which for Logic is weird because he's not even that type of guy. You know what I mean? So listening to the album again, there was a lot of references to money and how much money he's making and how much he gets per show and this and that, and which isn't necessarily his MO. You know what I'm saying? And I won't say I've heard much of that in his past work. So for him to, you know, continuously have lines like that in this album was kind of like another thing that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, as talented of a rapper as you are, you can find other things to talk about and rap about. Like, we know you can. You know, a lot of his lines were kind of mocking the watered down music of today, where he'll kind of like, you know, mock or mimic, you know what I'm saying, some of the trendy rap, you know what I'm saying, lyrics and things like that. And then he would kind of come back and basically flip the script to be like, you know, that's not what I rap, but that's what the people like. And you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of trends that played out throughout the album that you see multiple times. So it was kind of, you know, it's kind of disappointing. It's like, you know, Logic, I know, come on, man, what are you doing? I've heard, you know, Under Pressure. I've heard Young Sinatra. I've heard this, that, Bobby Tarantino. You know what I'm saying? I've heard these projects. Like, what are you doing? So I think that was the biggest thing that had people kind of like disappointed in this album. But, you know what I'm saying? All in all, I won't say the album is trash. You know what I'm saying? That's why I really wanted to listen to it for a second time and really form my own opinion. Compared to his other previous works, his other, you know, standard, I'll say it does not live up. I'll say that off the bat. But it's not trash. Especially compared to a lot of other music that we're forced to listen to through mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? There's some songs on there. Obviously, Homicide with Eminem. I mean, that's a dope song. One of the other like elephants in the room is the song with Will Smith. A lot of people saying it's corny. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. The fact that you can have a song with Eminem, one of the best lyricists to ever do it, and then have a song with Will Smith, who's a legend in his own right, not necessarily from a rap standpoint, even though he's sold millions and has Grammys. People don't really consider him to be like a top rapper or top lyricist or anything. But the fact that you can create songs to feature and you know, have two artists from opposite ends of the spectrum, to me, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? To get on a song with Eminem and hold your own, to be able to put together a song to feature Will Smith that matches Will Smith's MO. It's a positive song. It's called Don't Be Afraid to Be Different, which, you know what I'm saying, matches Will Smith to a T, man. Like, Will Smith doesn't curse in his music. He doesn't do anything or say anything that, you know, is out of his character. You know what I'm saying? He stays true to himself, and he's been successful doing that. So the fact that the song is not trash or it's not super corny, it's like, it's what you would expect for a Will Smith song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Logic, you know, he still did his thing on the song. Is it his best song? No, but it's Will Smith, man. I'm not turning down a Will Smith feature. I'm gonna make the best song to feature Will Smith on as possible. And to me, that's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, I'm a 90s baby, so Will Smith practically almost raised a lot of us. Like Fresh Prince, like, come on, man. I've seen every episode of that. Like, who didn't want to be, you know, Will Smith, man? Like, the dude was talented, you know, rapping, acting, box office movies everywhere. Like, come on, man. Like, people saying it's corny, but it's Will Smith. Like, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? You gonna turn down a Will Smith verse? You know? I mean, if you ask me, it was dope. You know, aside from that, there's a couple like positive, I won't say positive, but good messages, you know what I'm saying, in some of the songs. For one, like the clickbait song, which there's a lot of truth to it, you know what I'm saying, with the whole social media thing and how people like to post and portray certain lifestyles and certain scenarios when in fact their life is probably in shambles, and you know, we all just feed into it and think that because they posted XYZ that, you know, everything's peaches and cream, like, and when a lot of times it's not the case. So I mean, he had some dope concepts. I just think that the album it wasn't tied together fully, you know what I'm saying? Overall, man, I would give it like a 5 out of 10. I think it should have been a mixtape instead of an album. I think the reception to it would have been more reasonable if it was a mixtape and not an album. It did feel somewhat rushed. It didn't really feel like a cohesive project or what you would expect for an album, especially comparing it to his previous albums, you know what I'm saying? Then again, you know what I'm saying, for somebody like Logic who has put out so many dope projects, as I already said, I mean, you're gonna get a bad project. Whoever your favorite artist is, chances are they have an album that's not your favorite, you know what I mean? That's just how it goes sometimes. So you can't beat the artists up, and you know, if you want to listen to their old stuff and that's what you're looking for, go listen to their old stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of see both ends, you know what I'm saying? As a true Logic fan, I can see how you would be disappointed. And then on the other hand, you know, from the artist standpoint, I can see how, you know, it's like every artist drops an album and it may not be your favorite. Like, get over it, you know what I'm saying? But moral of the story and of this video is to formulate your own opinion, man. Don't feed into all the things that you see other people saying on the internet. So that's really all I got to say about the album, man. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Man, I'm curious to know what you guys like, what artists you like. If there's anybody I need to check out, make sure to leave it in the comment, man. Because I'm such a busy person, I don't get a chance to listen to everything. It's only a few artists that I should really check for as soon as they drop new music. So let me know in the comments, man. Agree, disagree, and some artists that I should check out if I haven't already. See you on the making. Until next time.
Keep it a buck like I'm Giannis. I'm really chasing these commas. Heat it up like a sauna. Bout that beef like piranhas.